Good evening, everyone. It's just about 6 o'clock, so I think we'll get started now. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Chat isn't saying anything. Oh, okay. Emikin says she can hear me. That's good enough for me. Let's switch to the game. So it's been one long week with no Kerbals, but we're back. We're going to pick up where we left off with a decent chunk of change and some other good scores. Why don't we see where we left off? Got a couple of flag missions. We've got a rescue mission. I think we need to go to the Mun today. Go ahead and do that. Today we're going to be designing a new Mun lander craft from scratch. So, get rid of this. Mun lander. Guess let's check what we've got. We've got the regular landing struts, so I think we're going to want to use the Mark II. We will slap a parachute on there. Easy. That's a rigid attachment. Okay. Next up, we the heat shield. Like so. Coupler. Yep. Like so. Next, we're gonna want fuel system here. What's the most efficient engine we could use? The Terrier is 345 in a vacuum. The Bobcat is 310. The Skiff is 330. I guess it's the Terrier. In which case, I think I had the right idea. Yeah. Terrier before. Let's say we did something like this. Paper here. Something like that. How does that look? Of course, we would need landing legs as well. Go ahead and add those. Ideal. I think we could probably deal with that. Goofy looking. This looks like something out of a science fiction movie or something. Just a chubby little lander that tapers at the bottom. Fortunately, we're not carrying the goo or the Science Junior, but that's probably okay. We can bring a thermometer. Same as before. Barometer. Same as before. The a bit closer to landing for the hatch area. Flap a couple of solar panels on there. Too big. So. Alright, how much delta V is this in a vacuum? 2,887. Holy moly. That should be enough to land, right? What's the thrust to weight ratio on the Mun? 3 point. Yeah, that's fine. Retracted. Good. Alright, now we're going to do the fun part. I have been informed that I should be using fairing. We're going to go ahead and do that. That looks good, doesn't it? Now, I'm not sure what the proper, like, I don't know. Like something like that look good? I think it looks good. Splits into 3 parts is okay with me. Maybe we could do so. Kind of splits down the middle there. Okay, so let's check Kerbal. Vacuum. Now we need our transfer stage. Gonna be something like this with a poodle there, and something like that. What's the better looking? I think orange probably is my favorite. Big tank with maybe a skipper. We'll see if we need the full mainsail or not. Sea level, not quite good enough, so sail. Not too bad. So this is 1900 into the 1600. This looks to me to be a nice cheap two-seater lander. And maybe we can even start bringing some... I wish this was a 3. Slightly more helpful. Because then we could bring the full dealio. Actually, let's go ahead and scrap this. Start over doing a 3-person. Does this fit? Minimum pilots on vessel. Oh no. Probe control point. Say how many people? Oh, crew capacity 2. Okay. Now, because we want to land an engineer and a scientist. Maybe we could do this. Does this have different? Oh, what the heck? Oh goodness. Okay, that's too much information. Okay, this doesn't have alternative thing. How much fuel does this can have? Okay, cool. Unfortunately, the smallest engine we currently have is this guy, which just looks freaking silly. I don't think we want to use that. If we go the Mark III route, it lets us use just a regular sized parachute and a big old sheet. And we could theoretically get a full complement of... Oh, we don't have any scientists anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh boy. I don't really want to buy anything. Alright, let's save this for now. Let's go rescue a Kerbal. Let's start off with something easy. We'll do a little rescue. How about that? Care. Definitely not doing that. I'd have to get a claw out and it's... Oh. No. I don't want to get into claw stuff. Just... Alright, so here is our friend Meg. They are on the far side of the planet right now. Is this? Oh, this is also coming home, I guess. I didn't think about that. That's just got Valentina. That's right. He was supposed to land and put a flag, but got to do that. Well, that's okay. We'll just go ahead and let Meg's capsule come around a bit. Set up a nice easy rescue mission. I think at some point she's going to be over this desert peninsula here. That should be a good time to start. Take a look at our rescue crafts that we have. That would be Savior 1. Yikes. Okay. This thing kind of needs a makeover, doesn't it? Alright. Yeah, let's chuck the whole thing out. I think for like pure efficiency, we just want it to be able to get into the atmosphere or get out of the atmosphere, get into an orbit long enough to go ahead and grab one Kerbal. We'll send up one pilot. This is like the ultimate cheapo solution. What do we need to make that work, I wonder? Something like this. Oop. Coupler. That. And if we put... Oh, we have the cheetah, I guess. What does the cheetah get us? 355 isn't bad. It's actually better than we had before. Looks kind of goofy though, doesn't it? It's 475. What does that give us in a vacuum though? 1124 isn't bad. We might want slightly more than that though. Just in case we need a little help getting out of the atmosphere. Okay, that looks cool. And then again, put a bigger tank. What is the Bobcat, I think? What is the skiff? Well suited for planet hop. What's the size category? I wish it would say that right off the bat, because I don't know what this fits on. A bit frustrating. I guess we'll test it out. Not like we're hurting for cash. Okay, so this is a... This must be a replacement for the Poodle? Yeah, they're like the same size. That's weird. Which one's better? 350 in a vacuum versus 330 in a vacuum. And honestly, okay, so this is more... It has more thrust, I guess? Yeah. So I guess that's more for like a... I don't know. I'm sure there's some theory crafting someone has done that tells you what's better. This gives us good thrust. Will it get us out of the atmosphere though? Probably not. I think we need a little bit more fuel for that. Go ahead and flap trunk on there. Not terrible. That should be enough to get us into orbit. And I don't see anything like weird about it that would cause trouble. I guess we'll just go ahead and try it out here. Grab our pilots. I like the colors though. That's not too bad. Oh. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Can actually shrink down the bell size. Alright. It's not the prettiest rocket I've ever built, but I'll take it. Should get the job done. Does this generate power? Or I launch? It does, okay. Alright. Everything should be good to go. Give it a shot. So 10,000, we get a return of like 30 or 40,000 for low curb and orbit. 20,000 a pop, plus a free Kerbal. So, too bad. Alright, let's try it out here. Alright, nice and smooth. See how the gimbaling does on those. I believe that's the Bobcat on the bottom, and then the Cheetah, the second stage. Got a cat theme going on. Thrust nice and reasonable. That speed good. Okay. Like, this rocket design shouldn't flip. There's nothing unusual about it that would indicate that it would flip around. We really need to redesign those older crafts, though. We've been having trouble with. Mostly the station. Mostly the station. I don't think we've had too many problems with the other design. I guess we did have some issues with one of the landers before. So that was a little bit concerning. Get the full throttle going here. Orbit. Axis is increasing, that's good. I think we can start turning over a little more. Still good on fuel. Still good on everything else. Got a little bit of heating here on the ascent, but I think it should be. Oh, okay. Now we've gone too far in a few places. I wasn't watching our apoapsis at all. Check target here. Yeah, I think we're gonna want to get to a point where we can maybe catch the intersect on the way down, and then try to straighten it out as we go. So how's everybody doing tonight? I kind of jumped into the game. I didn't even talk with chat at all. What you guys up to? Having a fun Monday. Kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Fun. I guess if you work weekends. Alright, let's get this. We're gonna check here. We want to get that reduced as much as we can. Unfortunately, it looks like we're actually increasing it. Oh, no, now we're decreasing it. Okay, that's not too bad. Keep rolling with that. See if we can't get that down a little bit more. Yeah, that's good, that's good. We're gonna run out of juice in this particular tank here shortly. That should be good. Burn the last of it. And there we go. How far are we? 27 kilometers to go that way. That's a bit too far for my taste. We can bring that down at all. We're increasing it. Okay, let's just hold off on that for now. Although, oh wow, this ship is overkill to the max. Holy crap, look at that. We could go to the Mun and back with this thing. See where the time warp takes us here. Yep, okay, so it's getting up in front of us. So we need to kind of point at the target a bit, I think. That. That's bringing the separation down. That's good. Try to stay on same line here. All right. We're definitely getting somewhere. I don't know if it's quite where we want to be. Let's give it the full throttle treatment here. There we go. Now we're talking. That's 2 kilometer separation. Not too bad. I think rendezvous quick with Meg here. Send them over and hope that they're a scientist. Otherwise, we're going to be having some issues. Okay, in here. Let's check out. Coming in kind of fast. That's not great. Let's slow that down. Perfect. Towards them. Boosty burn here. Perfect. We just need to get close enough that they can hop out, hop in, be set to land. Alright, Meg, let's check on you. What are you? An engineer. Okay, well, we're kind of full up on engineers at the moment, but I guess theoretically we could grab a scientist if we went to, say, Minmus. We have a scientist in the space station there, I think. So maybe we could just snag a scientist and go down and do our little science experiments, our surface experiments, and then come back up. Egg. I'm coming for you. Getting off track a bit here. Yep. Wait, this is slow. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna go the other way. Ooh. Slightly better. There we go. So Emmykins is watching on her phone. Everybody else watching on? Are you watching on like a Switch or something? I understand that there's a new Twitch app on, well, maybe not new at this point. It's on the Switch, but it doesn't let you stream from the Switch to PlayStation, Xbox One. Which just seems kind of silly. Like, who's watching Twitch on their Switch? And so I pose the question to you, dear viewer. If you're watching Twitch on your Switch, let me know, because I'm very curious. We're almost there. Oh, they got the mem that we were scoping out. I think if we unlock the smaller engine that kind of goes inside the little donut there, that could work. Cool thing about that particular command module is that it's sort of an all-in-one lander, lander, I guess. But it's got the RCS on there, it's got some fuel, got 2 slots, Kerbals, just an all-around average command module, I think. Go ahead and move this down. Alright, come on. Stop wasting everyone's time here. Come in over land, it's not a big deal. Things should be light enough. Alright, well there goes all our fuel at least. Go ahead and switch. Go this way. Disengage. Retrograde. We're off to the races. Let's go. These little Kerbals home. Right. Beautiful. So it got really cold here today. It was, this is with wind chill. I want to say it was like -9 or something in freedom units, and then Celsius that in -20 or something. I'd have to check. But yeah, first day of the year that I had to bust out my big jacket. Oh, neat. Got a little alert, somebody else went live. Kind of excited for a second, then I'm like, well, I'm streaming, I can't watch. Alright, here we go. Re-entry time. Let's go, ladies. The safe re-entry heating here, I think. I don't think coming in from low curve and orbit can overheat your command modules for the most part. At least not the ones designed to survive re-entry. Why I didn't bother putting a heat shield on here. And I didn't write down how much extra fuel we ended up with, or delta V. I think we could maybe either cut down on the main stage by like a fourth, like cut out 1/2 of that tank. I don't really want to cut down on the upper stage necessarily, since that kind of has good efficiency. Off. Now be on surface. Got electric charge hold. Crap, 200. Probably more than enough. Alright, we can probably pop the parachute here. See how it goes. I think it's designed to pop at 1,000 meters. Can change that, I believe. But I'm not sure. Oh, Okay. That. Yeah, debris. I'm not sure what the advantages of that necessarily. I don't know what spread angle is. I'm guessing that's how flat it opens, maybe? But it might also be, if you have symmetry, I think it might push them out to the side more. Round altimeter. Or radar altimeter, whatever it's called. And we're back. Good deal. Cover. And we're good. Let us continue. Unfortunately, Meg was an engineer. So, oh, we don't want that one. Now we have another one here. I don't really want to just jump right in and do another one, but I think it's just me at this point and Emmykins, so why not? We'll do that. Maybe some more people trickle in here. So let's make that adjustment I was thinking about. This one, dead like so. Swap this. A little bit better. Yeah, that looks good. These parts just don't really like mesh very well, do they? Kind of funky looking. Oh well. Alright, so we'll call that good. Yeah, this should have enough. If that last mission was anything to go by, we just gotta be a little more careful on our approach. Or the ascent, I guess. Check. This Kerbal's whereabouts we can get rid of. Meg's capsule. Yep. And then keep on. Who is unfortunately right there, so we'll wait for him to circle around once, I think. This is still going, still an hour out. So we should have enough time to do a quick catch and return mission. I think I spend so much time looking at the equator of Kerbal, I don't really check out the areas around the poles more. Northern and southern parts. Got some cool landforms. Like everybody knows about the crater, desert. Then you've got, you know, cool stuff up here. You got like this island down here, mountains. Alright, oh, okay, we may have overshot that a bit. Got a little distracted. Okay. Send it up. Give it a go. Savior 1. Is that correct? Let's make sure that's correct. Okay, that should be correct. This looked a little weird from the... I was gonna send Laby again. Good job last time. Alright. This, get that going. Okay. Looks like it's ready to go. We're gonna do the chase cam. See how that looks. So I don't really need to watch the rocket itself. I just need to... I do like a cinematic? Oh god. Okay, I don't like that one. Okay, there we go. Auto. I think that's the standard one. I thought there was like a cinematic camera that you could... It would like change angles and stuff. Maybe I'm thinking about that. We got going a little bit too fast here. Slow that down. a little bit too much force. If anybody knows how to get that like cinematic camera that kind of changes angles as you're flying, let me know. I just cycled through all the camera mode. Okay, board to turn over a little bit more. Get a little gravity. That. Need to keep an eye on our apoapsis. If it goes too high, we'll have to cut the engines and sort of maneuver a little bit. It's probably some sort of mod. Densky54 says, "Thank you for your response. I think you must be new here because I don't recall seeing your name before. But yeah, it may have been a mod. I just could have sworn there was like a built-in functionality for that." Alright, so our apoapsis is 70 here. Let's check on our target. I think we need to kind of go over a little more. Yeah. That should work. Alright. It looks like we're going to have... Right. Yep. Time to disengage here. And how are we on intersect? Not great. Should still be able to make it though. Gonna be cutting it a bit close. Alright. Okay. We want to switch to target mode. Go. And do something like that. Not too bad. It's only 8,000 meters away. We should be able to go ahead and that situated here. Beautiful. Oh, he's right above the atmosphere. Okay. Now we need to go towards him. Oh, intersect 3 kilometers up ahead. Probably pull that a little closer. There we go. 1.2 is not bad. Oh, Jaden Sky 54. Or is it Jadensky? Very Russian name. Good there. Let's go ahead and speed up time. Five minutes to go. Visitor is still on its way out of Minmus. Oh. All right. You're going to have to tell me how to say your name or I'm going to embarrass myself a bunch more times. Is it Jaden Sky or is it Jadensky? Okay, a little bit of loading lag there. The first way. Jaden Sky. Okay. Good. There we go. Thank you for clarifying that. And the A sounds like A. Yes. Okay. I do have a friend named Jaden, but I think he spells his Jayden. So good to know. Welcome to the channel. Are you here from another KSP streamer who recommended me, or are you just browsing the Kerbal streamers, as I so often do? Act 5 kilometers. We're getting there. Just browsing. All right. Nothing wrong with browsing. I love kind of picking some games I like and want to see who's playing them. Always encounter new people that way. You do a lot of Kerbal in yourself? Couple of the regulars that usually come in for the Kerbal streams. I haven't seen them yet today, but everybody shows up for the Kerbals and loves to give me advice because I am not great. So maybe the fact that I've chosen to play on hard career mode is not the ideal environment for me, but I think the challenge adds a lot. You're not great either? Okay, that's fair. Well, that's okay. You don't have to be good at this game to have fun, I've found. But my goal for this series is to land on every planet / moon at least once. So far, we've landed on the Mun and Minmus. Kerbin, of course. So, we're an eighth of the way there. I don't even know how many total bodies are. I guess you can't land on Jewel. We can ignore Jewel. But other than that, we got Duna with Ike. We've got Eve with whatever the one is that Eve has. We've got Moho. We've got Elu, Tylo, the other moons of Jewel that I can't remember the names of. I guess that's it. Oh, Drez. Everybody forgets about Drez. I wasn't keeping count there, so I don't know how many there were total. But I do know we have a mission to go to Eve at some point. Unfortunately, we're not even close to a launch window yet, so that's still a ways off. Nobody likes Drez. Well, there's nothing to do there. It's boring. You go there and it's like, oh, it's a moon, basically. All right, what do we have? Gipond here. Oh, a scientist. Excellent. Okay, that's just what we needed for our Mun mission. So we will grab her, load her up, start prepping, and it just sits there. I mean, all the planets just kind of sit there, but so they have at least something going on. I mean, Moho just sits there too. It just happens to be real close to the sun and has a big hole in it. But yeah, I think this new design probably as efficient as I'm willing to make this. We could cut a little bit of delta V. But I'm not sure the fuel tanks would support me in that endeavor. Burn everything off, I guess. Alright. So we're good there. We have a scientist. A free scientist, I guess. We can get everybody geared up for the Mun mission that we were planning at the beginning of the stream. Skipping thing. So how you say you're not very good. How far have you gotten, like, progression-wise? You been everywhere? You're working on interstellar missions now, waiting for KSP2, like everybody else. Oh, I can't wait for that game to come out. Been watching every... Oh, you haven't been everywhere. Okay. You've been to the Mun, you've been to Minmus, presumably. Kind of a good starter thing. You don't have to really time warp for months to get those. I've been just kind of devouring those dev diaries they've been putting out. All the new planets and the new system. Can't wait till they show us some more of the engines, though. That's what I find really cool. The one that shoots clear bombs out the back. Not even sure how that's gonna work. As far as, like, presumably it has its own fuel, which is nuclear bombs that you have to load in a special fuel tank, quote unquote. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff that I want to see more. Oh, and I guess the resource stuff. since KSP1 is very limited in resource extraction. I know there were plans, at least at one point, to have all kinds of different resources you could harvest from different planets. The atmospheres would have stuff you could scoop up and harvest that. That never ended up manifesting. It just became the mineral system that we have today. Coming in for a landing. Let's go, girls. Back to the KSC. Gonna load you up. No, I guess we have to kind of design the craft first. My least favorite part. Most exciting. Oh yes, the base building. That is something that is severely lacking in vanilla KSP. I know there's mods that do it, but I'm using mods right now for this career, so it's not really an option. I mean, there is just the basic. You have a habitation module, and you can put Kerbals on it. Like that's a thing, but it's not really colony. It's just a craft that you've landed on another planet. There's not. I get what I'm saying is there's no incentive to do it. Let's physics warp here a little bit. So I want to see some kind of incentive for building colonies on other planets, since that is severely lacking. Whether it's like certain materials you have to harvest in order to make certain parts. That would be really cool. Like if you want to make the near future parts, you have to harvest X resource from Y planet, and then I think there's supposed to be some kind of automated shipping system in KSP2. So maybe you wouldn't necessarily have to bring it back. Or if you did, you don't have to do it once to prove you could do it. I don't know. It's still up in the air. Like it was supposed to come out last year, wasn't it? Crazy to think about. Like how far along are they in development that they thought they could have it out last year and it's the end of this year and they still don't have anything. Got delayed 20, yep. So obviously, you know, I don't want a Cyberpunk 2077 situation where, oh, okay, yeah, it's just a little bit of polish and then we'll get it out, and then they get it out and it's like pure garbage. The fans riot. Okay. I don't think we want to do any of the checking. Alright, let's get that new vessel designed. The purpose-built Munlander. Alright, so we left off with this thing. What if we did something like... throw the decoupler on there. And we put a... about a... Cheetah. 355. That actually is more efficient, but it's so freaking big on the bottom. I think we could probably afford to do the Terrier. Just means it's going to be a better game overall. But it remains to be seen. I'm hesitantly optimistic. Just because I've seen in the past that delayed games aren't always better games, as much as we'd like them to. I need to use... oh no, that's not nice. This thing. I need to use that. Ugh. No, it's not perfect, but I think it'll work. Let's throw a landing guy on there. 4 of them. Like a flying saucer. Alright. What can we do with this? Ugh. Wait. How much Delta V is that? In a vacuum. On the... ooh, okay, that's quite a bit of Delta V. I think I can work with that. We need 800 to land, 800 to take off. I think we actually might need to slap a couple of fuel tanks on here. Like, oh, I didn't unlock the other ones, did I? That's right, I didn't have enough. Let's increase the size then. Go up one level. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh. Gotta do what you gotta do, I suppose. Not pretty. But it's not ugly either. Alright. So now we need to build... Oh, hang on. Let's throw some cargo in there. We have a monitor. Okay, so we need a full take panel for sure. We need an experiment control station for sure. We need a lot of stuff actually. Let's add a paintery. I think 2 is good. Good. So we will put a blue monitor and a 0.02. Okay. Take panel. Oh, the control station. That will fit on there. Need a work lamp? I mean, that could be kind of fun. Sure, why not? Bring one of these. And how about an EVA repair kit, just to be... Probably not gonna need it, but... Oh, EVA experiments. Oh, we'll grab that too. I should be bringing... Shoot, I should be bringing these on like all the missions, shouldn't I? The heck, you can stack these? No way. This is cool. I don't think we need to, but it's good to know that we can. Okay. So, full take panel. This requires 1 power. This should produce 2. So that should be enough to get all those. This doesn't need power. Is anybody else familiar with EVA round? Before, I've done it once in the past on a different world, but I haven't done it since then. I want to make sure I'm taking the right gear before I go up. Put a bearing. That should be good. How do I... left click Alt? Here we go. Well, that's gonna interfere with our... That maybe? It's gonna look funky. Maybe we just don't have a bearing. That. A fairing does it. Be okay. Alright, next we need... Oh. Alright, so first... How much... That's in a vacuum is 2,700. We're gonna need some kind of transfer stage. Maybe something like that. With a poodle. That's too much. So this is just to get us into orbit and do the mun, I think. Yeah, I guess better safe than sorry. Yeah. I always say that. I end up over-engineering, like, monstrosity craft. Back to urban level. Now comes the big boy. Now we slap a mainsail on it like we always do. And we say, yep, this thing can definitely haul ass. So, it's more power. Alright. That going. What is this? That. Alright, so theoretically, just looking at this alone, this should get us most of the way into orbit. This will finish us off. Yep. And should get us on the way to the mun. This should get us circularized, land on the mun, take off, and come back. Are there any objections to that? Speak now or forever hold. A little. Boy, that looks goofy as heck, but I think I'll take it. Sides. Like it's got a goiter. I'm gonna save this. Flap some on the bottom. Jeez. Alright, close enough. Now, put barometer. So, barometer. So, and I think we can. Something caught my mouse here. Nope. I didn't get it. Hang on. There we go. Don't need the scanning arm. We don't need that. I guess we could bring the goo. I don't think that's necessary. Alright, let's give it a go. Load it up. We're going to have a pilot. We're going to have Bill. We're going to have Gippond. I'm going to double check the sciencey stuff here. This needs to be deployed. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter who deploys it. This is a cargo part that can be placed inside inventories. There it is. Needs a deployed power. Please allow trained scientists to deploy for best results. Oh, this is one of those ones that like builds up science over time, isn't it? Like back. This needs to be deployed as an engineer. What does it say? Nothing. Oh, this is the scientist. I was looking at the wrong one. Do not return to Kerbal ever. Okay, so it doesn't specify how the scientist does it. This one is direct antenna. I think there's unlockable antennas too, but I don't have those yet. All right, we're good. We're gonna launch. Hopefully there are no objections other than to the horrible aesthetic of the top of the rocket. We're gonna try it anyway. I don't care if it looks goofy. Be fine. Worst case scenario, we have to abort the launch. All right, check the ratio. Everything looks good. Oh, okay. There we go. Take it nice and easy. A nice, easy launch here. Straight up and down. Just as God intended. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. A little concerned here. I think we'll be alright. For some reason we seem to be pulling in one direction, north or south. We should be good though. We're not flipping around like our wobbly space station design, at least. That's good. Maybe we should have done the fairing all the way up over the top. That might have been slightly better design. Bad gravity turn again. Seems to be a consistent theme here. I think we got it now. Okay. Oh. Uh-oh. Come on. Angle this. Go. Flatten it out. Emmykins is back. Excellent. Welcome back, Emmykins. We just finished designing this awful looking rocket to attempt to get 3 Kerbals onto the Mun. Don't know how it's gonna go. Okay. Let's do this. Oop. Pain in the butt it's gonna be. Get this thing. Burn time 11 minutes. That can't possibly be. Can it? Okay, I was gonna. Gonna burn through a good chunk of our Delta V. But we should probably. Boy. Yep. That should save us a little bit of Delta V on that weight. Don't know how much. I guess I could have checked. Oh. A little bit? Now I was gonna have set up a... Hey Vulcan Rider, how's it going? How'd the circularization of orbits go? Have you mastered it yet? We're just doing a little Mun mission here. Practicing now. Good deal, good deal. I'm actually doing that as we speak. I'm circularizing my orbit using a maneuver node. So I'm gonna do that, and then it's off to the Mun we go. With 3 Kerbals. Did learn a lesson about shippo design. Alright. What is the lesson? Maybe I could use that lesson as well. So ideally, I think we might need a little bit more fuel in this stage, and then we'd have to put a little more in the main stage, but I would like to have enough Delta V in this middle stage to get us basically on the way to the money. As it stands now, we don't have. Although we do have enough in the upper stage to do quite a bit, so maybe it's not all bad. Fortunately, we're falling back into the atmosphere. That's also kind of bad. In fact, I don't know if we're gonna be able to we're gonna be able to do this mission because you know, 60,000 kilometers is not ideal, and our apoapsis is going up, 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 and our periapsis is going up also, but not quite at the rate I would like. Maybe a case of having to do a little bit of a hula hoop here. So I guess we'll do that. Alright, well, we're going to use this as a learning experience, I think. We should have enough in this upper stage to get us there and still land. Oh, what the heck is going on now? Why are we going down even further? This isn't great. Okay, are we going up or... Oh, we are going up now. Okay. So confused. Something got way out of whack. Ships fly a whole lot better if their fins are pointed 0, 80, 100. Oh, yes. Absolutely. It is better to have them on the cardinal directions because your yaw and everything takes advantage of that. Let's fix our stuff here. Completely bungled this. Apparently have how to fly. Okay, well, at least we're back in space. Good. Fortunately, we're in a really wonky orbit. Alright, let's persevere here. I think we should be good to continue our mission. That's not what I want to do. Actually gonna drop our orbit so that it is under 29. We can ditch this stage and our upper stage here for the rest of this. As you can see, our thrust to weight ratio is not great, but we're in space, so it shouldn't matter. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I forgot that that's a thing that can happen. Okay, well, this is just going to push us, I guess. Until it runs out of fuel. Oops. There we go. Well, we now have a new piece of space debris we'll have to shoot down. Ugh. God. Alright. Let's, try to recover. $60-ish. One is our target. Alright. That should be fine. That's in 12 minutes. And fast forward to that. Burn time 3 minutes. God. Okay. Whatever you say, game. Yeah. If you're not using them for actual steering, you can kind of have them however. But yeah, if they're the kind that are maneuverable, you're going to want them at 90, 270, all that stuff. What's the difference here? We're a minute 30 on each side, I think. How far apart, or how far before Appa should I start my burn? That's the thing, it depends. So, I think I've read some kind of like rules of thumb, and they are just that, rules of thumb. You might have to adjust as you approach, that you want to keep your apoapsis at like 30 seconds away. So as you're getting closer, once it hits to around 30 seconds, you want to point prograde and burn. And if it goes up, slow down. If it goes down too far, speed up a little bit. Keep your throttle. And try to keep your apoapsis 30 seconds out until your periapsis is where you want it to be. Obviously, depending on the angle you're coming up at, that can change. So, you kind of have to monitor your orbit. Let's do this maneuver here. We're going to be burning for a bit, though. Tip over at 100 meters per second, then point prograde throughout the climb. Okay, well that's fine. So what do you mean start your burn? Because it sounds like you're burning the whole time. Or you're saying you've got your apoapsis out of the atmosphere, and now you're trying to figure out how to actually circularize it, right? Because that's one way of doing it, is getting it out and then circularizing at the top. But ideally, you should be climbing in such a way that by the time you do reach your apoapsis, you're already basically circularized. Unfortunately, that requires a lot of burning in the atmosphere, so it can kind of feel weird. At least to me. Full throttle, too. This should have better thrust to weight ratio on the MUN, at least, so we shouldn't have a problem landing. Burn until I get apo out of the atmosphere, and then I cut engines till I get close to apoapsis. This time I burn at about 2 seconds. Okay, yeah, you're waiting too long. What was your apoapsis at before you started burning? Is the question. 101, okay. And you were 2 seconds away? How powerful are your engines? Holy crap. Well, if you're willing to wait maybe, I don't know, 45 minutes, I'm going to do this MUN mission quick. And I'll kind of demonstrate with a secondary mission here that I want to do out to Minmus. Almost there. Okay, so now we're just fixing our orbit here. Still experimenting, yeah. What's your rocket design looking like at this point? Like, what engine are you using while you're in orbit or trying to get into orbit? Okay. Periapsis is looking good. Get it down to 20,000 kilometers. We're gonna have some sweet, sweet science. Alright, that's good. Something right the other night because I had Jeb in orbit and dropped Val in orbit on almost identical orbit and 31 kilometers away. Yeah, that's like launching into a rendezvous is actually a pretty good idea. Just generally more efficient if you can swing it. Seconds. Alright, let's go shoot down that debris. Alright, check the... Nothing new there. Check the tracking station. And I bungled this, huh? Yeah, alright, we'll shoot it down. Yep. And shoot down this old capsule. Boom. And this should be landing in the next 7 days. Let's set an alarm for that so we don't miss it. I'm using a Reliant and Big Fins for the first stage and a Terrier for the second. I'm in timeout. Hey, how's it going? Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Kerbals. Not missed much. Change that to like 4 minutes. Everybody's here. The gang's all here. Good times. Just doing a MUN mission. And then I'm going to do a Minmus mission. Hopefully executed slightly better than the MUN mission. Just got executed. Okay, let's check the landing gear. Landing gear looks good. This should be able to land on the MUN. Go ahead and warp to next. We need to plant, remember to plant a flag this time. And we're going to recover, transmit or recover scientific data from the server. We're not going to forget to put a flag this time, though. I need you guys to remind me. Very important. Flag planting does not earn you science, no. Wait a minute. How did our periapsis get messed up? That makes me angry. Fix it. Yes. You guys saw that it was 20,000 when I stopped, right? I'm not crazy. I mean, not for this particular reason. Just... Okay. There we go. Back to what I was supposed to. Did I warp through the SOI changed? No, I did not. I specifically set up an alarm for that. But it's fine. I fixed it. Something must have got messed up when I was switching between craft or something. Coming in here. Where are we gonna land? I guess this crater here is pretty good. Although if we could swing the canyon, that'd be pretty darn good too. Love to get the canyon science. Might be able to swing it too. Look at that. We may have to slightly change our inclination, but could be canyon time. Question. I don't have the Delta V map handy. Do I have enough Delta V to land and take off? It's very important. Kerbal experts only. You can land and take off. Can I get back to Kerbin? I guess this is better. Tight fuel margins? Okay. I don't think I'm gonna risk it then. I think we're just gonna call this a good test and head back. You're pushing it on the return to Kerbin. Okay, I'm not gonna do it then. I'll just loop around and come back for another. I don't want to risk it. This ship is a brand new design, so it needs a little bit of tweaking, I think. I also didn't have the best ascent. No plane changes. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother then. I'd rather have a more generous fuel margin in case I come in on a bad approach and be correct or anything like that. Quick loop. I'm back. Alright, so Vulcan Rider, you're in luck. You're gonna get a quick orbit circularizing lesson, I guess. This is why I don't like landing on the mud. I feel like I need so much more Delta V than I remember to bring. And I think I can probably shave a little bit of weight off the top, now that I think about it. Got to adjust a few. Get that down nice and close. Attempt number 2, Apo at 100 kilometers, 2 minutes, 15 seconds till. Alright. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm not feeling super comfortable with those margins. Maybe I did warp through the plane change and didn't notice it. I feel like I would notice that though. Okay. Okay, this is good practice for these guys. Maybe. Okay, this one is weird. I don't know what I did, but instead of parry being negative, it is negative 242. I mean, if your gravity turn is better, you're just gonna naturally have a more circular orbit at the onset. So I think we can take some of the ablator out. I'm going to change the staging so that the fairing comes off earlier, but I'm also going to maybe put the fairing all the way up over the top. That goes. I'm in timeout. I might need your expertise on the ship design here. Go. Let's. Sure. Good. Happy to help as much as I can. Good. I need as much help as I can get. Where have you been? Orbited around Kerbin. You guys will all have orbited around the Mun, which I don't think is going to give level 2, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure we can get it. Nope. Got it. Kaboom! Boy, look at those parts go. Look at them go. I did what I always do, turn 20 degrees at 100, and stick prograde until 100. The only difference is that I did throttle down because I had an issue with heating. Well, maybe that did something about it? I don't know. Good deal. You've slowed down. Ready to go. Alright, now that everybody's actually here, how's everybody's Monday going? You guys enjoying week? Good weekend? I played a couple of different games this weekend. I did some Valheim, I did some Raft. I attempted to learn Hearts of Iron 4. Happy with that. Raft, yeah. You know, Raft, the game with the raft. Ooh. Oh, you do play Raft. Okay, yeah, you already know about it. Hearts of Iron 4, though, I don't know if that's the game for me. I've been trying it on and off over the weekend. I tried it on Friday, obviously. I streamed it. And there's a whole... I'm supposed to play some Stranded Deep tonight. Oh, that might be fun. I've heard that that's gotten a lot better since the last time I looked into it. One of those kind of early access-y... sucked, but now it's good kind of game. So you have to let me know how it goes, because my friend wants to get it and play it with him. We burned through 125 ablator. Hey, it's a nerd! Get him! Somebody let that nerd out of his basement. Coming in a little hot here. Ooh, okay. So, craft is a little heavy, I guess. That's alright. Paid $10. Oh, that's not too bad. Deal. Played RimWorld basically all weekend. Nice! RimWorld, man. What the heck was that? Something happened. Oh, Lupus. Okay. Thank you, Lupus. That did not show up on my activity feed for some reason. Rescue Kerbal. Alright, let's get this craft fixed up now. Yes, you and yourself are now watching me. Alright, the Munlander. Let's start with the goiter situation. I think we're gonna edit that. Something a little more not goofy looking. Like that? Looks good to me. Okay. Next, I want to add a little bit more fuel here. A little bit more. Maybe we can take out some of the ablator. 80 is the minimum. And I am hesitant to add more to the main. I think this is actually fine. Alright, I'm in timeout. Let's get your appraisal of this. I think I've got everything you need on screen. Oh, I know what I need. There we go. Alright, so we do the main burn. Looks good, okay. We break the bearing at some point. And we switch to the middle stage. Then we switch to final stage with the Terrier. All right. Off we go. Any other weight we can drop up here? I mean, we could throw out the parachutes, but I guess we don't need the EV air kit. That'll save us a little bit of weight. And we don't need monopropellant. Alright, that saves a little bit of weight. Every little bit helps. And let's make sure everybody's crewed up. Pilot, engineer, scientist. That was close. And let's go. Making the fairing more slender? The main issue is those landing legs. Are you pulling a hunt for Red October? No, it's just there's like landing legs in there. And I wanted it to be a little more stable. I think it's fine. Give it a try. Make sure everything is like it to be. Everybody's good. Right out. Okay. NASA would frown on encapsulating the crew like that. Yeah, I know, but it's fine. Nice ascent so far. Feeling pretty confident in this ascent here. Easy. All right, good luck. Have fun playing Stranded Deep. We know how it goes. Alright, so luckily we got I'm in Timeout's blessing before they left. So I'm feeling pretty good about this thing. Until today, with the liberal use of GoPros on SpaceX, they had limited visibility. That's true, they did. It's all fly by instrument, right? Orbit mode. Alright, so as you can see, I've gone a little crazy with my apoapsis here, but I'll try to show you what I mean. I'm actually going to get this out to 80 just to try to burn off the last of my fuel here. Alright, there we go. So I'll show you what I mean. Did I see your comment? The one with the give me a map and a stopwatch and I'll fly the Alps in a plane with no windows? You did. That's from Hunt for Red October, right? Is it Sean Connery that says it? I kind of wanted to do it in a Scottish accent, but I don't want to embarrass myself. Oh, the one about your orbit? Oh, I don't think I did. Apo is 135, Perry is 102. All right, well, there you go. That's pretty decent. So I will show you what I'm going to do here, since my orbit is so kind of wonky. I'm actually going to use 45 here because of the angle I'm approaching at. Basically, I want to keep an eye on this. And it's going down, but I'm going as fast as I can, so not a lot I can do there. Okay. This may actually be kind of bad. My thrust-to-weight ratio isn't ideal for the situation. I may have picked a bad rocket engine, actually. Yeah, this could be kind of bad. Angle a little bit differently. And we'll try that. If you have any tips, please chuck them at me. At least keeping the apoapsis at bay here. We raise our periapsis slowly but surely. We still need to get another 1,200 meters per second. Okay, it's going up now. That's a good sign, maybe. Flatten it out a bit. Be good now. Okay, too low. Get going here. Question is, am I gonna have 860 meters per second left in the tank by the time we circularize the orbit? If we do, that's what I wanted to have. And I think we just might. Fly manually, I guess. Or better. Alright, so I don't see how it won't end up oblong. Look at your parry. What do you mean? Why would it end up oblong? I just force it to not be oblong. Now we stop. We're going to watch my periapsis here. It's currently inside the planet, so I can't actually click on it. Going to raise it nice and slow here. Oh. And there it goes. Up. One up. See, not oblong. Nice and circular. Now we need to set up our transfer. 860 tank. Let's be good. One thing I learned is that your circularizing burns are gentle, not max throttle. Yes. That's very important. You don't want to just like go crazy with the throttle. Take it nice and easy. It'll sort itself out. Okay. We need to warp up to the maneuver node, which is 22 minutes away. Thing is good to go. We don't have any power on here. That could be an issue. I'll need to consider that going forward. Power does this thing hold? 150 should be fine. Speed of time. So what is your current mission? Are you planning to go to the Mun? Are you planning to just practice orbiting? Do some rendezvous? Comes our maneuver node. Get pointed the right direction. We're gonna have enough to boost out to the Mun, and then set up our mid-stage to crash onto the surface while we pass into a nice orbit the rest of it. I think that's going to be the goal here. Right now, just doing orbiting. Next thing is rendezvous, then build a better ship to the Mun. That is my agenda right now. Okay, that's good. You gotta walk before you can run. Close. About 35, 36 seconds. If you want to split it equally. Let's. So the cool thing about science careers, you don't have to worry about the tracking station not giving you access to all the good stuff. Like, I don't know who all was here for when I had to go to the Mun with no patched conics and just kind of had to eyeball it. But, yeah, that one's fun. I wonder if you could do, like, an interplanetary without patched conic. That would be crazy. You'd have to really, like, calculate it out, do your burns perfectly. And even then, any little bit off is going to mess you up. I guess if you had enough delta V, you could probably correct it, but I don't know. Sounds like a fun challenge. Full playthrough with no patched conics. Make sure you're on the right track here. So we just need to get this to intersect. We'll ditch this extra stage. Turn this off now. So, yeah, that was pretty much perfect as far as efficiency goes. All right, so now we will flip the other way. Now we got to watch our power consumption, though, because we're not going to have a power source. Off. Engage. And this. No solar cells? No, I forgot to put on solar panels. It's fine, though. We shouldn't need them. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do the canyon now. But we should be able to do the other fine craters. We could do the peanut twin craters on the peanut. Like a peanut. Alright, set the counter. Put it down to 10 seconds. And warp to next. So, somebody remind me to put solar panels on this thing. Next time I'm in the vehicle assembly building. Probably just slap them on the side here. Up here. Okay. Everything should be lined up now. Cruise on in. We've got 3,000 meters per second in the tank. I believe it's about 800 to land, 800 to take off. So that leaves us with 1,400 to get back. And a little bit of play for landing. Let me actually check the specifics on that. I do have the Delta V calc or the map. So, all right. Oh, it's only okay. We'll have to circularize. That's 280, and then to land is 580. So that's about 900 total to land, just to land, and then to take off is another 580. We're gonna round to 600. That's 1,500. So that gives us an extra maybe 400 is what I need to get back. And then everything after that is just gravy. So go ahead with that. Ooh, look at that collision. Going right into the crater. Beautiful. Too bad we don't have one of the seismic detectors in place. Cool. There's the Mun station. Chilling up there. With all this time warping, we should probably check in on our space stations. See how the science is. What did I say? 280 to circularize. So that should end up with about 2,700 by the time we're done. Our thrust to weight ratio is decent here. Eggs. You can already see it coming in. That's good. So basically, Vulcan Rider, once you can circularize your orbit at Kerbal, you can do it anywhere else. The same principle. Alright. Here it comes. I think we're going to just land on this crater. We'll just keep it nice and easy. Have the sun work for us instead of against us. It's coming in a little slow there, isn't it? As long as this doesn't go below 20, I'm okay. If it starts getting under 21, I'm just gonna... Oh, there we go. That should be fine. That's pretty circular as far as I'm concerned. And we are at 2680. What did I say we should be at? 2700. And a little bit more than I would have liked. But we still had plenty to play with, so call it good. Okay, let's do a quick orbit here. Come around to the front. Land on the east crater, I think. Check. East crater, yep. Have we been to this one? I think we have. Yes. No, we haven't. Well, we'll end up there eventually. No need to force it. So we're coming in over our destination. Like a nice landing spot, maybe somewhere right in the middle. Don't know where the best spots are to land. Check our power situation here. We should be good. Okay. Gonna go ahead and do that. Start our retrograde burn. Could land on this thing. I don't know what that is. I think that's like a little hill in the middle of a bigger crater. I'd rather just land someplace more flat. Okay, there we go. Starting to come down now. Once we got it about where we want, we can switch to the surface mode. Call that good. Surface mode. Got our stuff ready to land. Nice and bright, so we should be able to see thing. No. Bad. Like a bad crater to land on. I guess this wouldn't be a terrible spot. I don't know how flat it is though. Looks kind of divoted. Another reason I prefer landing on Minmus is that there's very clear, flat areas you can land on without having to worry about it. The Mun is just so cratered. Anything could be a bad spot to land, flip over your craft, or any other number of things. Check our ground thing. Now we're approaching here. I think we're gonna want to change right around here. Of course, the map's gonna be hard to keep track exactly. Want to do something like this to arrest our horizontal velocity and just drop straight down onto them. Okay. Too bad here. Alright, I'm gonna call that good. We're coming in a little bit hot, faster than I would like, but we're slowing down at a pretty good pace, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. There have been cases where I've been coming in with like a too low of a thrust to weight ratio, and I've started firing and firing and firing, and I'm still going way too fast by the time I smack into the surface. So that's something to watch out for on these lander crafts. Thrust to weight ratio is very important, and it is dependent on the body that you're landing on. But I'm very glad they added all that delta V thrust to weight ratio stuff in the base game. I don't have to track down a mod for it, it's all right there on the VAB. Baseplane hangar if you prefer. That is like a funky looking mountain, huh? Where are we coming down? Like the edge of this big crater here. We'll have to watch out for any uneven terrain we might be landing on. We're not getting any power out of this engine, so like I said before, we just got to conserve it, but we've got 137 line up power. Also, don't forget, I'm streaming tomorrow as well, but we will not be playing games. We will be looking at other things. We're going to be looking at maybe some SCPs, maybe some mystery flesh pit, weird websites, anything that, yeah, and if you are a connoisseur of such things on the internet, weird and wacky stuff, feel free to submit it and I'll check it out. Got a favorite SCP or like an ARG type thing or weird YouTube videos. Obviously I can't, just watch YouTube videos the whole time, but we can check out a couple. Alright, so our shadow has appeared, our best friend here on the Mun. Our shadow's going to tell us how close we are to landing. And I'm already not liking this landing site. It's very slopey. But we'll see how it is when we get to the bottom. Rocks around, that could be useful. Or a rock around, I guess that's a geyser, I think, or something. Yeah, this is slopey. Do a little hop, get up to the better spots there. This lander is pretty wide, so we should be able to land okay. He does it. Very. Looks like it's got kind of a flat spot. Not really. Go. How are we doing on... How are we doing? Sliding a bit here. Not ideal. I think maybe we try to head down to the base of the crater there. We can't find a more welcoming spot for us to land. Now remember, we do have quite a bit of play here for biome hopping, so not too worried about it. Before we go. Alright, so this looks a little bit flatter down here, I think. Somersault. Go. Yeah, right around here looks good. What do you guys think? Look flat enough? Feeling a lot more confident about that than I was about up there, so I'll call it good. Start the burn. There's our shadow. There's our rocks. Oh, there's a rock right there. Shoot. Nice. A couple of rocks. We can get one up to the space station if we have enough Delta V. Slowing it down. Yeah, this is much flatter. I like this a lot more. Let's slow a little slower. And a lot slower. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I can work with this. Alright. Let's send Bill out. To be able to go ahead and that's the science experiment. He needs the power. Okay, we need to swap that out. Find a nice little flat spot. Flat-ish spot. Seems as good as any. Play that. Good. You're right. Yeah, yes. Okay, good. Go ahead and plant a flag, buddy. This is East Crater Science Site. East Crater Science. There's our flag. Now he can grab that. Oh, I can only do one time. Now we just need to set up the antenna here, like so. Get a spot here. I think there's pretty reasonable range on these things. Okay. Alright. Now we just need to power available, total power needed. Now just get our scientist. Why haven't I made a Star Shard flag? I am not a graphic designer. That is why. If I was a graphic designer, I would have a cool logo and a bunch of other cool stuff that I don't have. Here you go. Bill is done with his part. We're gonna have Gipon hop out. You have your Twitch logo. I didn't make that. Or are you just saying I should use it? That's a pre-made picture from a game, I believe. It's from a mobile game, I think. I should just use that. I would prefer to get an actual logo, like, made at some point. Plop that there. Yep. So now this camera is just going to watch this goo for a really long period of time. Science rate 35%. Wait, that's not bad. Okay. Power units produced 0. Power units required 0. Okay. Okay, so it does. Okay, all the power is like situated already. So, Bond, you're good. I could make you a free logo. They're not very hard. Okay, well, if you want to do that, hit me up on Discord. It's got to be really good though. And then I want a VTuber avatar. Get take surface sample. Ooh. Actually use that. Yeah, report could be useful. I was actually thinking about that today. Apparently making a VTuber avatar isn't that hard. What about you drawn like an anime girl with your kitty ear headphones on? Preferably not like that. But I guess if that's what the people want. And good work, Vulcan Rider, on getting a circular orbit. Very cool. Now you can go anywhere, basically. I'm gonna go collect this rock over here. I think this is the closest one. Hope this is a rock and not... I'm not hearing any other news. Well, my idea... I'll tell you about my idea a later date. I do have an idea, though. Urban Ventures, professional graphic... Oh, really? So not only does he stream, he's also a professional graphics artist. Might have to check in on that. I am an unprofessional graphics artist. Or graphic artist. Grab this Munrock sample. Pick up a Munstone. Tick, 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 tick. We will deliver this to the Mun station. That's the cool thing about the internet. You're never too far from somebody who's good at what you need. That's weird that the EVA propellant is dark. It makes it seem like I'm out. And I am clearly not. Load it down here. I've used quite a bit though. Gotta be careful. Alright. So we will board. Log the temperature. Log the pressure. Oh. Done that one yet. And report. Take data. Log pressure data. And board. Okay. So now we're gonna actually go ahead and enhance this mission a little bit by rendezvousing with the MUN station and dropping off a little bit of science for them. I think, leave that, we didn't do it. Well, it feels like kind of a waste. We should set that up. Bill, I'll put you in charge of that. So, you guys, like, are you guys familiar with SCPs at all? I feel like it's kind of big on the internet, but then, you know, I meet people who know nothing about it, and I'm just like, really? Spooky stories. Yeah, I mean, basically, they're like creepypastas, but there's like a sort of a unifying aspect to them. Turn on. Cool. Pickup part. Oh, really? Lights on. Okay. We can actually change the pitch. That's cool. Alright, so we'll just leave that here. Make it a little bit easier to find this place. SCP for me, an IT professional, is secure copy. Okay. Well, SCP is basically a collaborative fiction writing exercise where people contribute creepypastas, essentially, like spooky stories, but there's formatted in such a way that it seems like you're accessing some kind of government database of weird monsters and stuff. Okay, so we're at end. Let this go. We're kind of a weird incline here. We need to go up and then kind of get into a better inclination. But the SCP itself stands for Secure, Contain, and Protect, referencing the fact that the organization secures, contains, and or protects these strange phenomena or objects or creatures. So here it comes. We're gonna go ahead and start our ascent. Alright, goodbye, science site. We will return to you probably never, but anything's possible. Make sure we don't smack into the side of this crater, huh? Alright. This should get us on a good track here. We need to go a little bit more north, I think. But we don't want to go too crazy. Trying to get up to 52,000. So the cool thing about orbiting on the Mun, that you can basically just do a straight shot once you're clear of any hills, instead of going way up out of the atmosphere. In this case, you can see I'm basically pointing exactly horizontal. I think what I'm going to do is bring Val home and launch Kivy and see how well I do. All right. Wish you the best. You're gonna beat this game eventually. Okay. Now the question is, I guess we do need to get our apoapsis up to around 50. We're gonna rendezvous regardless. Still a little concerned about the inclination. That should be good for now. We'll just change our inclination once we get there. Then I will design a new rocket with blackjack and hookers. Good idea. Alright, so we want to have at least or around 400 meters per second delta V and the tank in order to head back to Kerbal. So we just got to keep an eye on that. We need to keep an eye on our power. If it ever gets below like 20, I'm just going to stop everything and head back to Kerbal regardless. Let's head to the ascending node. Do this. South. Yep. Okay, almost there. Don't want to overshoot. Oh, speaking of new games, have anybody tried that game Teardown? It just came out. It's been in early access for a while. It looked kind of fun. Like you got to go around and break stuff and get all kinds of fun tools. Might try that on, or play that on Friday instead of Hearts of Iron, since I'm still stumped on how that game's supposed to flow. So let's up to intersect. Our inclination is good. We still got about 300 delta V to play with, and about 90 electric charge. Just got to be very conservative here with our maneuvers. Make sure we don't do anything too crazy. Circularize now. Lupus, are you streaming tonight? What do you plan? You have Mondays off. Also, thanks to Jaden Sky, I'm like 8 followers away from having 50. If you guys want to force me to do a 12-hour stream for your amusement, like some kind of dancing monkey, let all your friends know. Get them in here. They don't have to watch. They don't have to interact with me at all if they don't want to. Just like to get things started, you know. FPS night, huh? Boring. I haven't played FPSs in so long, like combat FPSs, I'm assuming, like Call of Duty and stuff. I think the last one I played like a lot of was Battlefield 2142. That was a long, long time ago. Alright, so we've got our intersect going here. That's beautiful. I was going stream Destiny 2, but it's kind of boring, and I've done all the fun stuff. Caps, you're fine. I was promised like 10 years of content from that game. Where's my 10 years of content? Wait, that was Anthem. My bad. Where's my 10 years of Anthem content? All these live service games. They promise the moon and then give you a pile of garbage and say, well, whatever. Interacting with you is 1/4 the fun. The other 3/4 are interacting with Emmykins. And the fun of watching and learning Kerbal and interacting with chat. Yes? Were we talking about? Hey, how's the program going? Hey, it's going okay. We just did a Mun landing, and we're gonna head up and rendezvous with our Mun station, and then we're gonna take the excess science back to Kerbin for processing. I would say things are going pretty good. All right, we're coming up on our intersect here. Let's go ahead and cancel this. Awesome. Yes. It's 2000. Where's my flying car? I want my flying car. You know what? Dude's got a point. Where's my... Well, I don't know. Can we trust people to fly cars? I can barely trust them to drive cars. I don't think we want some, like, crazy maniac flying around in a car. Alright. Rendezvous looks good. And yes, with everyone's help, Vulcan Rider has finally managed to circularize in orbit consistently. You know what else we don't have? Hoverboards. I mean, we have those things that they call hoverboards, but they're not really hoverboards. They're just, like, thing you stand on that has wheels. Like a horizontal skateboard. If that makes any sense. Actually, warp a little bit here. Take a while. The Mun Station. Pinnacle of Kerbal engineering. It only flipped 2 times leaving the atmosphere. Nobody died during its construction. Unlike some others. Alright, here we are. Pop in and say hi to the boys. Or girls. Keep an eye on the power. That should be good. Send someone over to deliver the science. Call it good. Actually, we better not get Bond off. I think we might already have 2 scientists. I was so excited when I heard they were making hoverboards, then I had a salesman in downtown Phoenix nearly run us down with those horrid things. I mean, it's like a standing, or it's basically a Segway without the handle, right? Nobody cared about Segways. Why would they care about the handleless Segway? I may switch rendezvous with the new ship. Yeah, I don't know how important rendezvous is for the science career, since you don't need to rescue Kerbals. Or I guess you could for... Wait, can you rescue Kerbals? No, because the mission thing is closed, right? I don't actually know. Okay. And Urban Venture is right. Building a good ship is like 80% of being good at this game. Drop off the science, boys. I was excited because I thought it was a hoverboard, and I mean, you know, it's, I don't know, it's just the brand name. Let's it. Goodbye station. Should have more than enough to get back to Kerbin. Okay. Now, let's get our science cooking. Yep, process. Yeah. That should keep the scientist busy. Old Star Shard, that I learned a very important tip tonight. Putting the fins at 0, 90, 180, and 270 is much better than putting them at... Oh, you like the solar array arms? Yeah, that's like kind of my signature thing with the stations. But fortunately they're kind of wobbly on liftoff. Causes problems. And I put the docking ports on the outside. I think I'm going to have to change that design because it can cause a lot of wild flailing. Alright, so let's prepare for our burn. What's it like? 200, 300? 200? Oh, really? 250? Oh, whoa. Oh, no. That was almost way too much. Call that good. It does have a Hubble look, that's true. I think I know what you mean, Vulcan. Much better control. I think, yeah, if you're going to be using the kind that actually has control surfaces, then it's important to place them at those angles. Otherwise, it doesn't really matter. It's just a static fin. As long as it's creating drag, it's doing its job. Okay. We're approaching our maneuver node. Let's maneuver. We can unset our target. Keep an eye on our periapsis around Kerbin. And prepare. Alright, I'm done preparing, let's go. I don't actually need maneuver node to tell me what to do. Watch the phonics here. Now here's a question for you, Urban Venture. Have you ever done a MUN mission without patched conics? Yeah, that should be good. Still 3 days till Valentina gets back. Miss. Orbit. I think so, yeah, but I only did it with a probe. Okay, that's fair. I did it early in this career because I hadn't unlocked the proper facilities for it, and since art mode, I don't really get a lot of money. I had to actually kind of eyeball it. Fun. Kind of thing you only really want to do once, I think. Also, isn't it super late there? Gotta be like 2 or 3 a.m., right? It's 2:24, yeah. That's what I thought. There's another guy, another streamer I watch. Occasionally pops in and he's like, it's 1 a.m. here. I'm like, man, go to bed. It's okay. You don't have to stay up late to watch. But I suppose depending on your schedule, it's not necessarily late. Oh, okay. Cat has come to say hello. Don't burn up here. Go. All right. And I believe we determined that I have enough ablation or ablator to avoid any overheating. I guess we'll see how it goes. I tend to have 2 sleeps at the moment, but yeah, it's all good. Cool. Are you from England, right? Oh, okay. My cat's on the desk now. Hang on. Alright, I had to move him. I decided to bring Jeb back since I screwed up Orbit. I go into map mode and forget what the left shift does. Oh, yeah. That increases your throttle. And it still works in map mode, which is very helpful for when you're trying to adjust an orbit. I just find it funny how they look like they're on laughing. Oh, the Kerbals? They're just happy to be in space. Like, look, they're not in space anymore. They're not happy anymore. Like, oh, okay. I guess we're coming back now, huh? And south of England. You've lived in the US before. That's cool. I've lived in Germany. Bunch of different parts of the US. Hawaii, part of the US, but I've lived quite a few places as well. Sometimes that joy is actually screaming. Yeah. Basically, if something is happening, they're pretty happy. Right now, nothing is happening. Oh, they're just kind of like bored. Urban Venture's got the emotes over here. I don't have my emotes yet. I'm so close. Although then I'll have to get around to making emotes. I have some ideas. Yeah, Lupus has her own emotes. Everybody's got emotes. Not long now. No, it's not. Thanks for the shout out again. Very helpful. Here's my favorite emote. The beans, man. They're just so well drawn. Like, it's like the perfect bean. I don't know if I want to eat them or plant them or cook them or what, but they're just so great. I also really like this one. Oh, that one doesn't work. And this one. Hang on. Can make. Oh, there it is. Okay, I fixed it. That one. I had a few streamers help me get affiliate too. Nice to pay it forward. Yeah, it's super appreciated. I also plan to. Oh, there's a tree over there. Out. I plan to pay it forward as much as I can as well. I'm not really in this for the money or anything, but I do like attention. So every little bit helps. Beans means the wonderful fruit. That's right. I don't know if that's why I like them or because they just look so good. I'm a needy boy. I need attention. Give me your attention. Well, the main reason I got into streaming was because well, it started on YouTube, and I watched somebody who did another thing with someone else who streamed, and I'm like, okay, well, this guy's kind of cool. Then I started watching the guy who streamed, and I'm like, this doesn't seem so hard. I bet I could do it. And then I eventually, over the course of this year, was like, okay, fine, I'll just do it. All right, science data from space around the Mun. Rescue. New surface outpost, huh? That's asking an awful lot from me. And we could get another rescue. I guess we could take some rescue missions here. Got our experimental data. Almost up to 1 million Kerbucks. Or Spaceos, or called. Anyway, that's why I stream now. Because it didn't look so hard, and I wanted to prove that it was doable. Also, I wanted to build a fun community of people who, I don't know, interact with each other, learn, have fun, any number of those things. All right, let's set up a rescue mission for the Bulbasaur. Switch to tunnel. I think this is the one we've had the most luck with, rescuing 2 Kerbals at once. It's kind of expensive. What is the saver? That's probably better. The nice way to share your hobbies and meet nice people. Yes, exactly! I want to meet nice people. This is the same price as the other one. What the heck? Why is everything so expensive? Oh well. Probably the fuel? The engine. Oh, the engines are kind of expensive too. I guess if I was really diligent about recovering them. KSP does have a nice community. It's like the least toxic gaming community I've interacted with. Pretty impressive. Yeah, some of the there's other games too that are pretty welcoming. RimWorld has a pretty okay community. Once you get past the fact that everybody constantly talking about cannibalism and slavery, but more about the game. The orange looks makes you very happy. I just don't like how that looks. Yeah, just doesn't mesh well. All right. I guess let's get this thing into space. Okay, this is 33,000. How much was the other one? Because the other one I'm a little more confident. It's like the same price. A little more confident. Rescue 2 Kerbals. Go ahead and check where our target is. Oh, there's one of them. Let's go. Whee. I'm a little concerned about the aerodynamics on that docking part, but I'll worry about that later. Right now, it's time to rescue a Kerbal. 2 Kerbals, actually. Oh, also, I think I talked about the Friday before. Did I say what I was going to play? I decided against Hearts of Iron 4 again, but I don't think I said anything to replace it. Oh, Teardown, that was right. But if you guys have a more fun game you'd like to see me play, or watch me suffer through, I would certainly be willing to do that. So if anybody's got any ideas, I know Cold Waters is on there, waiting for the winter sale to come up here shortly. Probably snag that. Give that a go. But other than that, Teardown, yeah, I know Teardown does. I've played it. Like, I played the first couple missions of the game. Now it's fully out. They added like a whole new area to explore, so I'm curious to jump in and check that out. Yeah, Teardown's cool because it's, you know, it's voxels and most things are destructible. There's kind of a funny story going on. All around cool kind of game. Right, that looks good. We'll cruise up to a little closer to Apwaps is here. Well, Urban Venture has convinced me that I should just play Teardown. So go with that. Now, question for you. Sounds like an Ocean's 11. Yeah, it basically is. Like, it's a physics game. It has vehicles you can drive. It has tools you can use. It has destructible environments. And basically, you have to get in, do a bunch of things, and then get out before the timer's up. And the timer doesn't start until you start doing things. So you set up the level, and then you do the first thing. And once you do the first thing, it triggers the timer, and then you have to go try to do all the other things before it's over. Alright, well, we missed Stannard, but I think we can just grab Duvis. Sounds like Beavis. Now, Mr. Urban Venture, I've only seen you play Kerbals, and I didn't see anything on your channel about other games. So are you just strictly a Kerbal guy? Honestly, I don't think I could play Kerbals every single day. I like it, but I think I'd get bored of a single game. I think that's enough. That. Played some other games on stream, but I just love KSP. Alright, well there you go. That's fair. If I don't know, it's been a long time since I've had a game that I could really, like, get obsessed over. So I guess if I had one of those, I'd probably just play that too. Ask him about the angry truck design. I heard about that. That's the one that delivers the fuel from your little miner to the rockets on the pad, right? I've said it before, I just don't think you're going to save that much money on fuel. I suppose it adds up over time, but seems like overkill as far as efficiency goes. I'm going to start playing more RPGs and story stuff in the new year, but maybe on a different time slot. Huh, okay. Like, do you have any ideas for that? I always like to hear what other people are into playing. We've got our intersect set up. Guess we'll do a loop or two while we wait. Wow. Do we have enough Delta V, guys? Probably the new Halo. Okay. That's fair, yeah. Space theme. I've kind of gotten caught up in that space theme too. And yeah, the Halo story mode, that comes out pretty soon, right? Because the free multiplayer came out. And now they're doing the actual single player game. Jake in the boat has been taking a break from Kerbal for the last 2 weeks. He's been playing other stuff. I think we'll go out to like 150. Like I said, we have enough Delta V. Why not? It's not hurting anything. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Might have been today, to be honest, but I'm still trying to get a new Xbox. All right. Yeah, I don't keep track of the console stuff. I guess it released on PC too, if it released. But I wouldn't know. Transport Fever 2. That's kind of a fun game. I actually prefer the classic Transport Tycoon Deluxe. So I played a little bit of Open TTD a while ago. It was fun. It's just like a solidly built game, and there's a ton of mods for it. I see no reason to switch. Okay. Alright, we still need to go another loop-the-loop here. Keep an eye on that. I think I might have Transport Fever, actually. Check my library. I have so many games that I haven't really played all that much. It's nice to change it up with games. I don't know. Do we know when KSP2 is supposed to come out even at this point? They've already pushed it back 2 years. We're in retrograde here. Okay, past the intersection. Fall 22, but it's a soft date. Jeez, wasn't it supposed to come out last year already? What are they doing? Hopefully, yeah, hopefully it won't be the Duke Nukem Forever for this generation. Oy. Hopefully it's as good as we all want it to be, because it's not. There's gonna be a lot of very sad people, me included. Alright, there we go. Good enough. How are we on Val's arrival? 2 days left to go. I think it's still another 100 days at least until our first Eve transfer window. We'll need to run the pork chop plot at some point before I forget. I guess I could do Total War. That might be fun. Or there's always Stellaris too. That's kind of like Hearts of Iron, except I know how to play it and it's not confusing. I think they had delays with the virus, but also they originally weren't hiring the squad devs, but that had changed now, and I'm guessing they wanted to instantly have all KSP1 content in the base game. Okay. That's understandable. So, we'll see how that goes. I just want to go to Interstellar. That's what I'm most interested in. Well, that and there being a reason for colonization. Have I played much Civ? I have, yeah. I played a lot of Civ 4 and 5, and I have 6, but I haven't really played that one. Played a lot of Alpha Centauri. And actually, colonization is probably my most played. Well, no, Civ 5 is probably my most played. But colonization is up there as well. Kind of off. Let's fix it. That's your go-to strategy game. That's fair. I mean, it's solidly built. I can argue with that. Which one's your main one? 6 probably. 6 is pretty good now. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've just mostly stayed away from 6 because, you know, 5 was good enough and I had no reason to switch. And I was pretty good at 5. But if I can grab all the DLC for 6 at some point. You started with 5? I started with 2 actually. I never owned it myself, but I got to play it on my dad's work computer and my friend had it. You haven't played Civ since Call to Power back in the day. Call to Power was the console one, right? Or was that Civ Revolutions? Call to Power was the one that ran on Linux. Oh, okay. There was a console one that I played that was actually surprisingly good. Coming up on the pod here. Probably start slowing down a bit. Six has fixed a lot of stuff in the district system. Yeah, I really like, that was the one thing I did like about 6, was the districts and like the combos and the interactions and stuff. But I was waiting for most of the features to be out before I really dove into it, since 5 was already complete at the time. Haven't had Windows on my desktop since Windows 95. Back in my day, we had Encarta Windows 98, and we liked it. Now all you youngins got Wikipedia on your phones. Let's run over. What we got? Scientist, yes! Another scientist. Exactly what we needed. So there is rescue number 1. Get ready to do a second one. Also, Urban Venture. You probably already knew this. But, hang on. Did you know that the docking port is here? Or has this always been here? And I'm just dumb. It's like, the actual exit is somewhere else, right? Hang on. Apollo CSM style, right? Now, is that only there if you have the docking port on the front, or is it always there? I guess I didn't even check. Because they can go out the top, like the hatch here, right? I don't know. Alright, well, enough of that. We have another target to rendezvous with. That is Danard. So go ahead. Get our butt going. Let's avoid this. Not 100%, but that texture is newer, maybe like 2 updates ago now. Okay. I don't remember it from the previous times I had played, but I don't usually use the 3-seater. I don't usually get that far where I need it. Let's see how our intersect's gonna look here. Oh, okay, we've gone too far in a few places. Probably far enough. Oh. I know watching a rescue mission exciting part of this game, but very necessary. Gives me a little bit of my brain power back so I can actually interact with chat. Remember what happened last time I tried to interact with chat and do something sensitive? Jeb remembers. Well, we remember Jeb. Never forget. Yeah, they did an art pass on all the capsules when Making History came out, so they all had that high level. That's so... Get out of here on this. Act. Pulled a Vulcan Rider and killed Jeb. Well, I mean... I don't think it was the same, because mine was more distracted driving than anything. If you don't know what we're talking about, go ahead and check out the clip called Jeb is Dead, and you'll see exactly what happened. We were talking about fan fiction, Kerbal fan fiction in chat. I got distracted on approach to the station and clipped the cupola module with an RCS port, and it exploded. It was the only part on the station that was damaged. The ship that was coming in was not damaged, and Jeb happened to be in there because, of course, the one part that got blowed up. Alright, there we go. Can't touch. Loop it on back around here. Perfect. Well, not quite perfect yet. We good? I killed Jeb on Saturday because the mailman dropped off packages. Okay, well, yeah, that's not great. Another fan fiction related death. Yeah, it really is. Jeb was re-entering. I ran out to get the package. Yeah. That has definitely happened to me before. Where I was doing re-entry and I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just wait a little bit. I'll like look at something on my phone. Next thing I know, kaboom or splash, and everyone's dead. And I only play on no revert, so no quick saves or anything. It's all just hope for the best. It really is the like most entertaining way I've found to play. But I have since learned that during re-entry I need to pay attention and to pause the game if I'm... Oh, I have entered the atmosphere. That's not great. I mean, it's not terrible either, but it's gonna make time warp doesn't work. Prograde just in case. Does anyone... I use the Mark II capsule sometimes. For my first Duna mission, I might actually use it. I don't know what the plan is for Duna since I got Eve first. Luck of the draw. Eve's obviously going to have to be a probe mission. Nobody comes back from that. The Mark II is the 2-seater, 1.875 meter cockpit, I believe. Alright, so we need to keep an eye on this stuff, make it too low. Yeah, the 2-seater is actually pretty good, especially for like medium-sized crafts I found. Like obviously, if you're going up to the Mark III, then or the Mark 1-3, whatever. Anyway, if I'm bringing this along, then it's automatically basically gonna have to be a heavy craft. And then light craft is the Mark 1, which I use for my like early game stuff, and then the Mark II is if I need to send a scientist along. It works quite well for early supersonic planes too. Cool. I don't. I've done plane stuff in the past. I don't do a lot, like in career mode, just because there's not really a huge use for them most of the time. Like it would be cool if there was science that you got from going supersonic in the atmosphere, but you could just do that with a rocket. So maybe if there were a little more diverse achievements or world first things you could get, it'd be more inclined to actually use space planes. None of the other parts are 1.875. There are other parts that are 1.875. You just haven't unlocked them yet, probably, because there's a whole set of engines and a whole bunch of fuel tanks that are that size, decouplers and everything. I don't think there's anything. There's no science stuff that's that size. There's probably like a cargo bay that's that size. There'd be an engine plate that's that size. I know. I think it's just those parts. The fuel tank, the cockpit, a couple of other parts. But yeah, most of the stuff is either going to be 1.5 or whatever this size is. 3, 5. The game puts them in the subcategory called size 1.5. If you want to check which ones you have. Is that in the advanced building menu that I should probably have open on my game? I've just been using the basic one so far. We've almost passed to the atmosphere, so we can get this show on the road. You know what I haven't used a lot of? Sub-assemblies. I feel like there's a really good use for them, and I just haven't quite found it yet. I don't even see where it says the diameter. Yeah. Yeah, you might want to switch to the advanced build categories. Here, I'll show you that in a second once I finish this. I say a second. 5 minutes at this rate. Okay. Go. Approaching station. Or it's not a station. The capsule. Might need to turn on advanced tweakable. That really just needs to be on by default. I guess it could confuse people, I guess, but still, like, you're playing Kerbal Space Program, you're already getting confused. There's no real fixing that. Turn. I remember why this has so much fuel on it, because this was a fuel delivery truck. That's right. And I'm off. Oh yeah, you gotta go start your stream. Alright, if you get started soon, I'll be able to raid you. So, don't lollygag. I think she said she was playing Destiny or something, or she's playing for some kind of FPS game tonight. I don't know what she Had one picked out though. We are approaching. What is this? This looks like a fuselage passenger part from the planes. Oh, she's doing Call of Duty tonight. And we're almost there. Almost slowed. There we go. What do we have here? Another engineer. Fair enough. Oop. Going for a ride there. Gotta love the physics sometimes. Coming in. Poor thing. So yeah. I'll start shopping around for some logo designs. Can maybe get a Star Shard flag in here. You can see why, in a way, it's default off to stop all the settings that confuse, but the extra build menu is already tucked out of the way when it's on. Yeah. Alright, so there are those Kerbals rescued. Let's try and land in the water this time. Also, don't you guys worry, I'm hard at work on my VTuber avatar rig. You know how excited everyone is about that. Hoping by the end of the month we'll be up to 50, get the affiliate stuff and all the emotes, be able to do predictions and polls, all the cool stuff that all the fancy affiliate folks get. And don't forget, tomorrow is Weird Internet Stuff Day, I guess is what I'm going to call it for now. Not gaming. Wednesday is more RimWorld. We'll be picking up where we left off last Wednesday. Friday is tentatively Teardown, unless something changes. So that's 4 days of streams this week. We added Tuesday. It's going to be great. It's supposed to warm up tomorrow, so I think everything's coming up Millhouse. Is it safe to physics warp through the atmosphere? Like, is that something I need to be worried about? Because I have always never really trusted physics warp, but I've seen a lot of people do it. So maybe it's me just being a baby about it. Or is it better to wait till all the heating is done and then kind of heat it up as you come down? There goes our debris. Just smashed into the water at like 300 meters per second. It's okay, but you should be careful around shoot deploy. Okay. Yeah, that was one thing I was definitely wasn't gonna warp through that. Our debris. Go ahead. Get it going here. So shoot deploy being like 1,000 meters or whatever I've got it set to. Pretty safe to go like this. There we go. Nice and deploy. deployed. Now we're gonna basically hover here and speed things up. Yeah, exactly. Alright, thanks. I'm an old KSP player. I'm set in my ways. I don't like to time warp through anything that could potentially be dangerous. So slow even with the full 4 times warp on. Jeez. Alright, here we go. And we have splashed down. Let's snag these guys. I think sometimes physics warp means you're going a little faster and therefore hotter through atmosphere. Yeah, that was what I was concerned about. Like, I already cut it a little close on the coming in without a heat shield sometimes. The last thing I want would be to mess that up. Got a repair here. Ooh. That could be fun. I'll have to think about that. I guess I don't really have an option. I need to pick it now. Not. Have an engineer on the active vessel. Repair photovoltaic panels on the damaged. I mean, for 94,000, all we got to do is send one engineer around. I guess we'll try it. That's pretty good money. If you're not reverting, I would play it safe. Yeah. There. Okay, so the Mun satellite here. That's a pretty solid polar orbit. So we would just have to rendezvous with it, send an engineer, and fix it. We fly it. Let's take a look at it here. Oh, it's another one of these things. Okay. Yeah, we'd have to send a out, I guess. Another relay satellite, that could be useful. I don't even have to make my own relay network. The game does it for me. How convenient. I'm back to the Space Center. Has anybody tried the new Pokemon game? The thing I love about streaming KSP is that you can chat with people during the slow moments that aren't as fun as on your own. Yeah, exactly. I've been having a lot more fun playing KSP on stream than I normally do. Just playing it alone. Alright, so we checked that. We can get rid of these pods. Can check in on Valentina. I think we can just bring home now. It's definitely one of those games where you're not super punished for reading chat unless you're trying to dock with a station, in which case you'll be punished. Alright, I think we'll just warp here. Look at him go. Until you are right, yeah, exactly. You just have to correctly identify when the quiet moments are, I think. Ooh. Ooh, got a nice view of the ice cap here. Oh, I forgot Valentino was level 2. Gets access to all the fun nodes. We get that. Got that. Yeah, that's right. We delivered science to the Min station. So here's an example of the Mark II command pod being used sort of a weird way. It's part of my... I need to bring a scientist along, but I also need to put a science junior on there. Most of my accidents have happened when I'm overly explaining how to do something right. It's always pretty funny though, yeah. Like, so yeah, you do this, 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 and this, and then, oh crap, I did it wrong. That's happened a couple times here. I'll mismaneuver nodes or not circularize my orbit at the right time, and then that causes problems, and I have to restart the mission. Or in my case, abort the mission and then launch a new mission. Going a little bit over time here, but that's okay. Gonna wrap up this mission with Valentina. Call it good. That's why I feel bad about hijacking streams. Well, I mean, you're not really hijacking a stream. You're interacting with it. That's the point. If I wanted it to just be a video, I'd make a YouTube video. Make some kind of tutorial about how to circularize your orbit with unregistered hypercam. Great. And dubstep music. We're coming in at a super weird angle here. I believe this is not the place I was thinking of at all. I thought we were over. Fact. Here. There goes that. Blowing up again. Should have enough blader in here to burn off any extra heat. I hope. You haven't any problems before coming from Inmus? I've actually been having a lot of fun streaming. I don't know what it is about it. How come your debris blows up and mine seems to climb out of orbit? I specifically set it so that I'm coming in at a very... My periapsis is at a very low altitude. So I'm hitting the thicker part of the atmosphere that's going to cause stuff to burn up. It all depends on your velocity, where your, like, what your angle is. So I specifically set it up so that everything burns up on reentry if I'm not recovering it, so that I don't have to worry about it. One of my favorite missions was rescuing that Moho mission I crashed into in low carbon orbit, and that was totally because I got too involved explaining how to make reusable first stages. You crashed into a Moho mission? How did that happen? I usually jettison when I start seeing flames. Okay. Yeah, I usually do it right before I enter the atmosphere, so that I don't have to worry about it, like, getting atmospheric effects and coming back and smacking into me. I want to make sure there's enough separation. I'm gonna just pop the parachute now. Really curious about this Moho mission that got crashed into, though. That sounds hilarious. I guess I can physics warp through this part to waste everyone's time. Yep. I deployed the payload to wait for the transfer to Moho, then deorbited the first stage into it. Huh. That's like super bad luck, I guess. Maybe I should start. What I generally do is I point normal and anti-normal. So I guess I'm pointing normal. And then when I eject it, they split along the equator rather than prograde or retrograde. You didn't check how far apart the two vehicles were. Oh boy. I've had a couple of collisions. Obviously the one with Jeb, and then other not this particular career mode collisions that were obviously unintentional, but still hilarious. I don't think I've crashed a part of a rocket into another part of a rocket, though. Ooh, right. Okay. So we got 72 extra science from Minmus, a little bit of funds, a little bit of crew, bow back. Yeah. Catch a new part. I don't. Ooh, that's a lot of money, though. Gotta go out to Min. Forever. Alright, well, I don't see anything. So I think next Monday we will grab. We're gonna do the repair a satellite one. Because that might be fun to try. I've never done one of those missions before. So let me transition. Alright. So thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks especially Urban Venture, Vulcan Rider. You guys are awesome KSP bounce ideas off people. I hope you can make it to the Mun soon, Vulcan Rider. That's going to be an awesome experience. You don't even have to land. You can just get out there and orbit and it'll be great. Thank you for streaming. So I'm going to check on our good friend Lupus here. Been very helpful coming to the stream regularly. And I know him in real life, so only fair that I should rate her. She is actually live. Okay, she's live. She's playing Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. We'll head over there. Thanks again, everybody, for coming out. I will hopefully see you guys, if not tomorrow or Wednesday or Friday, next Monday for more Kerbals. Good night, everyone. And here we go.
Fucking phone number to it, so that way I can play their goddamn games, and now I've actually run into an issue where that is a problem. I've already sent in 4 fucking support tickets to get it fixed, and no one will talk to me. Genuinely pissed off.
How may we racially insult you today?
Hey, no swearing. Hey! I didn't realize that this was a Christian stream.
Hey,
Mute your mic for fuck's sake.
Use anal on my Christian Minecraft server. Because it's the loophole.